Hi guys. I just barely made it to 7 p.m. and I have my little keto milkshake that I've been making for the past few days because it is delicious and probably not really like super keto-y for like those like hardcore keto people. It's so bright. My goodness. Okay. Let's try this. Excuse me. If you saw my Instagram stories, you saw that I had a glass of wine after work, so should be good and loosened up for everybody. I put, I'll just tell you the like little recipe for this. It's really good. One confession, I have no pants on, so we can't like get crazy. I know you guys want to get crazy, but I'm gonna be really gross, guys. There is ice, almond milk, heavy cream, and a little bit of Quest protein powder, xanthan gum, and I think that's it. And then you blend it up. I do it in the Ninja. It's delicious. So it's kind of like my little way that I don't eat ice cream when the kids want ice cream. And Dylan just had a tonsillectomy, so we've got like lots of ice cream in the house, which is hard for me. But anyway, welcome and thank you for watching. If you're watching, and hopefully you're not grossed out by me eating a milkshake, pretend milkshake. I wanted to like update you guys real quick on the keto strips. I've been doing those kind of like randomly, and I've also been like really easing back into the keto, so I haven't been super strict. The more though that I like learn about it, and the more like I read about keto, and I've been listening to the Keto for Normies podcast, which is a really good podcast if you're doing keto. It's by Keto Connect, Matt and Mega, and they interview some really interesting people. The past two I've listened to are like doctors that were into keto. So I'm not just going to talk about keto tonight, but I wanted to mention that the more I listen to it and the more I learn about keto and all the things, it just helps me like get solidified in my nutrition and that kind of thing. So I bought the keto strips knowing that they aren't like really reliable as far as like a detailed perspective on whether you are in ketosis or not. However, I just wanted a general idea of like if my body was producing ketones. And so when I'm doing well, toward the end of the day, I get like a medium to high level of ketones measured on my keto sticks. But in the mornings, it's always negative, even if I had like a perfect on-plan day the day before. So it must be something like that. I just got my tummy tucked down a week ago. Your videos helped me so much with that decision. Oh, hi. I think it was Regina. Hi, Regina. And you're really kind to say that. Like any time you guys say that, it just helps me want to make more videos. So congratulations on your tummy tuck because it's life-changing. I know for a fact. Although I bought 0 cute bathing suits. I tried to buy a really cute high-waisted bikini and it didn't look cute on me. So I hope you got some cute suits with your tummy tuck. And I'm so glad you made the choice to do it because it's fabulous. And I had complications and I'm still thrilled. So, conclusion is, my tummy tuck's actually, well, I'll go there since Regina brought it up. I hope it's Regina. I had a few complications from my tummy tuck, but doing much better now. We'll show you guys. Try not to show you like me and my undies, but I haven't done like an updated video in a while. So this is like really bad lighting, and I still have to wear compression. So there, I hope I didn't like flash the crap out of you guys just now. There's my incision line. This is a bad example. I'm gonna post a picture soon of my incision line so you guys can kind of see an updated version. I'm sorry for flashing you guys. And I can't edit that out, unfortunately. I knew I should have worn pants. So things are going well on that front. And just want to get my weight loss down and, you know, have a better time with that, I guess. Start nailing me with your start just throwing your questions at me, guys. If you have them, I would love to, you know, address them, but I'll just talk about fat fasting. I kind of talked about that last week. I was doing a little bit of fat fasting to kind of like jumpstart myself into ketosis and fat fasting, or so I did. Well, okay, I'll stay on one topic here. I still have swelling, so I'm not flat yet, but the doctor said once the swelling goes down, it will be flatter. Swelling lasts a really long time on the tummy tuck. My doctor said up to a year, and I'm still swollen, but it definitely looks better than it did when I was like freshly post-op, so you'll get there. So I started some fat fasting last week, and I did it for about 2 days. The research that I've done says that it can help you get into ketosis faster, so I did that, and then like the third day I did just like try to stick to as close to 0 carb meals as I could, and I've been doing the intermittent fasting, usually not eating till about noon, and then I will eat until about 8 p.m. at night, sometimes 9, sometimes 10, if I'm being honest, and then pick up again, excuse me, the next day. Do y'all get the burps like after you eat anything or drink anything, like, or hiccups? That's me. I got a promotion at work today, so that's really exciting. That's why I was out after work getting a glass of wine with my coworker, and very excited. Got promoted to, my title is account manager now, which sounds very awesome, and I'm very excited. So it didn't come with a raise, but I'm still excited. What else? So the fat fasting went well, and I do think it helped get me closer to ketosis, but I have to be more strict in order to do that. It can take a couple of weeks, but I read an article about how to get into ketosis within 24 hours. So, you know, I don't know if that can be truly done or what, but I would like to get there faster because it's just a really good feeling. One of my cousins was talking to me about keto the other day, and she's like, I think people are kind of weirded out by the fact that you can eat fat and eat meat and eat salt and not reap like terrible side effects, but it's just the way that the American diet and the food pyramid was ingrained in our brains is just kind of got us brainwashed. But guys, I'm telling you, the fat does not make you fat, and the salt does not, you know, it's not problematic unless you have high blood pressure already. I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just telling you the things that we were taught growing up about food and nutrition, where a lot of it was came from big farming, big business. So just remember that those are the reasons that the food pyramid looked the way it did, with all the grain, you know, as the main portion of what we're supposed to eat. It's not accurate. Sugar is the devil. That's my motto. I'm gonna make a documentary. Sugar is the devil. Why do my kids love it so much? So that's been going really well. This weekend I had a little bit of some slip ups, but otherwise I feel like fat fasting has been going very well. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys, if no one has questions, that's totally fine too. It's sometimes awkward to come on and say I'm going to do a live Q&A, but people do ask me a ton of questions, and I get DMs all the time about like what I'm doing in my diet and comments on my videos and stuff. So I figured I would try to do like a live YouTube and go over that, and so that you guys could ask whatever you wanted to ask. But if you're not going to ask, I told you I would just talk, and I will. But I didn't prepare anything, except I haven't, there has been some things on my mind as far as like socially. I've been really thinking about how much your social life can affect your weight and your weight loss, and trying to be mindful of that, and like where I go and who I go with. Like, are they supportive? Are you questioning? You should question. For those of you who are just joining us, I'm having a keto milkshake. You guys should question your friends in your life and where you're going, and like what social events you're going to. Are they going to be a trigger for you? I'm not saying don't do anything social. I'm just saying that it's important for us to like be disciplined and to try to remember like what our triggers are. For me, alcohol is definitely a trigger. If I have more than 2 glasses of something, than I am trying to eat all the things and coming home and trying to eat all the carbs. So just keep it in mind. Try to be mindful of that and make good choices, and try to like edit the people in your life that are discouraging or saying like, why are you doing that diet? That's, you know, that's, I heard this, that, and the other negative thing about the diet. It's just important, I think, to be mindful of. So, well, if I'm not going to get any questions, I'll probably just not talk too long, guys. I just thought that I would come and do that. Not to sound like a brat. I'm just saying I don't want to like bore you guys to death. So if I have anything else, let's see. I've been into the White Claws lately if I do have drinks. So they're like 2 carbs each and 100 calories, which is kind of a lot of calories, but they also are only 5% alcohol. So I think post weight loss surgery, hi Joseph, post weight loss surgery, I think, you know, you definitely are affected by alcohol a lot more easily. And also if you're doing like keto or low carb, alcohol hits you really quick. So it's important to like know what you can drink and like know your limitations and know, yes, that is a basket of dirty laundry. Actually, no, it's clean laundry, clean towels behind me. Know what your limits are, like know what you need to do to like be better with or be sober at the end of the night, like drink water in between your drinks and stuff like that. But is anyone else like White Claw? Is anyone else into that? I don't know how many of you do low carb, but I don't know. It's been a good alternative for me to like wine, because wine can be calorie laden. Justice, hello. The wine has a lot of calories and more carbs than, you know, we really would like to know about. Let's see, what else am I doing? I was down 3 pounds this week from last week. I don't think I even recorded it on my FitnessPal, but I was like up to 175 like 2 weeks. Okay, so it was 2 weeks ago, like 175.8. Yesterday morning I weighed in at 172.8. So that was kind of exciting. So I know that the diet's working, even though it's water weight, but I'll take whatever I can get. Thank you. He said, Joseph said, congratulations. Thank you very much. I'm going to take what I can get, and it just helps me to stay motivated and just kind of keep doing my meal prepping. I've been bringing my lunch. We did have like an employee like picnic today for like our summer thing, and they did Jimmy John's and had no unwitches, which was kind of frustrating. They said if you need a gluten-free option, which I am gluten-free most of the time, if you need a gluten-free option, just email employee services. And they emailed me back, and I said, I'll have an unwitch, blah, blah, blah. And they said, no, I'm sorry, there's no unwitches available, even though that was, you know, there's 1,000 people there buying Jimmy John's for. Apparently, they can do unwitches. I'm grateful for my free lunch, but I'm just saying what their alternative was 2 gluten-free soups at the cafe. Like, it's August, people. No one wants a hot gluten-free soup in the middle of August. Am I right? This is kind of dinner, so I'm sorry that I'm being rude and like drinking that with you guys. I also have visual addiction issues or visual issues, so if something's sitting by me, I have to like eat it or drink it. That's how I got to 300 pounds. So yeah, those are all fun things that are going on. Promotion, I don't know, having fun. Can you talk about your tummy tuck? Well, you missed it, lady or man. I don't know. I know that it's KMN coupons. I know I've seen you before, and I don't know if we've ever gone over that. I had VSG last July. I went from 250 this morning. I was 164. Congratulations, Joseph. That's fantastic. Good job. Keep up the good work. That's no small thing. So, way to stay steady and be disciplined, and because those are all the things that it takes. So back to the tummy tuck. I did just show like my incision line. I kind of flashed everybody at the beginning of the video, so you can replay it if you want to see that again. My tummy tuck's going well though, and I just had one little spot that had some fluid that I ended up being a very bad patient and like poking it and like trying to let the fluid out, which I did, and it didn't get infected or anything, and it's fine, but Don't ever do that. Like, that's a terrible idea. I did sterilize like my needle ahead of time, but then that was right before 4th of July, and it's the spot that I had that was like a wound and had to be repaired. He had to go back in and repair some things, and then that built up fluid after like the drain, kind of little drain thing that he had taken that out. So I think fluid built up in there, but it's fine now. But it was draining, and I did it right before 4th of July. So I like pricked a hole in my skin and like tried to drain it myself, and which was fine. It worked, but it was like, it did that for a couple weeks, and I couldn't like really like swim and stuff. We went to the lake to my friends and on her boat, and like we partied, like had wine on the sandbar and stood around, and I had to like stay above, like waist above the water, because I had this little like thing on my tummy tuck. But it's going really well. Like, I feel really quite healed from it. When I do abs, I do get a little more crampy than normal, but when you're sitting down, do you have any rolls that hang over the sides of your back? I'm getting mine in October. Good question. He did lipo on my back and upper back and flanks and my Mons area, so I don't really have much. I mean, I do have fat still, so I suppose like a little bit, but not much of a roll. But there is definitely some still there. I can show you. I'm gonna try not to flash you again. Well, I'm in my like compression garment. It's hard to focus on this because of the bright light, but if you want to see, like, yeah, like there's some fat here still, and you know, I'm no skinny thing, but that's what the weight loss will hopefully help with. So yeah, we will see how that turns out once the weight's lost. I think it's going to be really nice. He did a really good job. He did a really good job on lipo. I've seen bad jobs. I'm in a group on Facebook, and I've seen some shoddy work on tummy tucks. I know that there's something to be said for how people heal individually, but I don't know. Does anyone have any more questions? I almost missed it. Okay, thank you. Hi, Alexa. I'm glad you didn't miss it. I'll probably be on for like at least 15 more minutes. You're welcome. 240 pounds. So I don't know if you're like pre-VSG, post-VSG. I think you guys can see each other's comments. If you can see each other's comments, give me a thumbs up, because I'm curious about that. In the comments, you can give me a thumbs up. Let's see what else. The other day at work, noticed that it was like carb war going on. There was like muffins at the station, at the desk, like right on the way to my desk. There was okay, thanks for the thumbs up, guys. There's cupcakes in the break room. There were donuts like right by my desk. It was like everyone's birthday apparently, so that was like kind of a hard day to resist. I will admit, today I ate a chocolate covered ice cream bar, and like it wasn't even that good, so kind of disappointing. I probably would rather just like spend that energy slash calorie slash carb count on something more delicious, but it's over with now. And I'm on to bigger and better things. Resetting, like that's a big important thing to do, you guys, is like a reset after your meal. If you screw up, if you know, if you make a mistake, you gotta move on and like gotta do right the next meal. Also happy to talk about tummy tuck stuff. I'm trying to think of what else I might share for you guys if you guys are interested in that, in the tummy tuck stuff. I feel like, I think I was starting to say, I feel like pretty much healed, but my abs do get more crampy, like during workouts and stuff like that. The air just kicked on, so it's kind of loud, sorry. But other than that, I think I'm healing really well. So thank you for the compliment. It's nice. I appreciate it. Been working on my fitness. But yeah, so I've been trying to do yoga like once a week, and my goal is to do 3 workouts a week. I still have 2 to go. I'm sure you mentioned in previous videos, but do you use stevia? I feel like I get depressed and hormonal from it. Yes, I do use stevia, and not a lot, I wouldn't say. And that's really interesting. I don't think I'm self-aware enough as far as my body goes and in tune enough to my body to know if I were to get depressed and hormonal from it, but I will definitely like be conscientious of that. Thanks for asking that question. And that's very interesting to me. She said that she gets depressed and hormonal from stevia. I am pretty mindful in general about using sweeteners. So thank you for the video on extensions. It was great, very helpful. Thanks, Alexa. I'm glad that you liked it, and I'm hoping that was helpful to people. I'm working with the company on possibly getting you guys a discount code on these extensions. So, because I really do love the ones that I get, and you can actually order them yourself, which I wasn't aware of. But yeah, sweeteners I try to be mindful of and try not to do a ton of sweeteners. Plus, I hate stevia, so like I made fat bombs the other day with like coconut oil and like the powdered fat-free peanut butter, which I don't care about the fat, but it's less sugar and stuff too. So I made those, and then I put like a drop of stevia in it after the fact. I made them in ice cube holders, and then I put a drop of stevia in each one, and like it got concentrated at the top, and it was disgusting. I cannot handle the aftertaste of stevia, like especially like if I, excuse me, do it in my coffee or something like that. I just think it's nasty. So sorry guys, you know, excuse me, how the eating goes, and you get the hiccups and you get the burps and all that fun stuff. So yeah, I'm not like a big sweetener person. I almost ordered the new Quest bars. I think they're new, the maple crunch whatchamajiggy on Amazon. They're so pricey, and I was like, it's really not like the best choice when you're trying to do like clean eating keto stuff. Although it's good for like running out the door and you didn't have a snack prepared. It's good to have stuff like that, like Quest bars or string cheese, or you know, snacks made up. Almonds. I had almonds at my work desk, and I always have string cheese in the fridge. I always try to have like things that are going to be convenient for me, because there are unplanned events, you know, where you're going to have to walk out the door and have something. And yeah, and I do eat a lot more post-op. I'm almost 6 years out, you guys. It's 11 days away from that anniversary, so I can eat a decent amount, although I'm still more into you know, I do like 2 bigger meals and then 2 snacks a day, pretty much is kind of how I've been rolling, maybe 3 snacks a day. And I remember talking to the dietitian at my surgeon's office way back when, and she was like, well, we really want to get you away from, you know, eating or snacking. We just want you to do the meals. And it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's so opposite from like what I've learned from all the veterans that keep their weight off. It's like you eat small meals. At least, I don't know, from the ones that I follow, a lot of them just eat small meals and snacks still. They also wanted me to eat pasta and grains and rice, just, you know, in moderation. And it's like, that stuff isn't, sorry if you eat it, but I mean, in moderation it's okay, but it's really not doing you any favors to be eating processed crap like pasta and chips and stuff. And I didn't come here to lecture you, I'm just saying, not the best. But it's not the best to be drinking that thing that I was drinking either, I suppose. So there's always catches. I'm not like, I love, I was saying earlier, I listened to the Keto for Normies podcast, Keto Connect. I really like them, and they talk about how, you know, a lot of keto people, I made a video about a year ago about doing keto and eating keto, and had, you know, a few people comment like, that's not keto, or, you know, that I was wrong about stuff. And it's interesting, because keto is there can be a broad concept of it, and just because someone doesn't eat like all grass-fed meats or all organic whatever doesn't mean they're not doing keto. Doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't have to be perfection. If the goal is actually like health and weight loss and overall gut health and overall mind clarity, like if that's the reason you're doing keto, like it doesn't have to be perfect. So I think that we have to be careful of being critical of each other, always. And I've been that person that's been critical in the past, and I've also been criticized, so I'm kind of sensitive to that kind of stuff, but I think it's important that we don't just like encourage each other, and if people are trying to take steps in the right direction, that's the important thing. That's the bottom line, right? I don't think I saw any more questions there. I'm gonna wrap up in about 5 minutes, guys, if you guys don't have any more questions, or I don't get any more trickles in, because I don't want to just, I'm sure I have lots I could talk about. I'm trying to think of things that have been on my mind to tell you guys. The social thing was a big one that I talked about. And, oh, another thing that has been on my mind lately is talking about people, and I have a few people in my life that have been thin all their life, and now we're getting into, I guess, what you would call, unfortunately, middle-aged territory, and they are not, they're not thin anymore, and they're not, like, losing the weight, or not able to like keep weight off or lose weight as easily as they used to. And I just think of what a struggle that would be. I come from a background of being overweight like since high school and middle school, so I had a really good conversation with one of my friends about that, and just recognizing what a struggle that would be. So I don't know, I just find it interesting to consider someone that's been like dieting their whole life, me, and like didn't have success, to someone that didn't struggle with it so much and is now having those kind of issues to deal with, like this part of their life. I will say I'm so much more forgiving of myself now, and so glad that I have this tool, this smaller stomach, because you just feel like you can start over again, and it's not like the end of the world and you didn't gain like 30-40 pounds. But yeah, are there any other questions out there, you guys, before I wrap up? I don't want to miss anybody. No questions are off limits. And also after the video, feel free to leave your comments below with any questions. Joseph said, "You are so nice." Thank you for saying that. That means you're nice. I am really appreciative of you guys. Do you feel you have lost restriction? No, definitely not. Just ate that or drank that like milkshake and I'm already like really full. Depends on what you eat, more or less when, yeah. So more restriction when I do fat and protein. Less restriction, I could eat chips. Someone, and I don't eat chips often, but someone had told me when I first was getting it, or before surgery, that chips were a slider food, which I had never heard of before, but they can be. Sometimes chips fill me up, but salads, less restriction. Yeah, salads are a good one. Like if I'm going out for drinks and everyone's getting a bite to eat, it's very hard, as you guys know, and you shouldn't really drink and eat at the same time, but occasionally when we're like having drinks, like alcoholic drinks, we'll like get a bite to eat, and you need it to like, help maintain yourself so you don't get like crazy, like drunk. So I almost always will choose to eat a salad, because it's the only thing I can kind of like sip on some wine or some like a vodka soda and like still be able to like not be sick, because eating and drinking just doesn't match with it, just doesn't mesh well with us. But so that's one thing that I do, and then it provides less restriction. The things that like I said, fat provides a light. Have a great night and fun weekend. Thanks, Joseph. I'm gonna try. Yeah, so restriction with like chicken thigh with like cheese, and then like a side of veggies. Like I feel a lot of fullness. I made this like keto chicken Caesar bacon casserole and just eat like a portion of that, and that's been sustaining me, and I get restricted, quite well, and it sustains me for like 3-4 hours, which it's the fat, so in the protein, but it's a lot the fat that keeps you satiated. So that's why I think keto works really well for a lot of post-weight loss surgery people, because you're not hungry. Like the last thing I think most of us want is to feel hungry, and you do feel hunger at this stage. It's not nearly the same, but I definitely feel hunger at this stage. So try to just eat like the meat and the veg and the cheese. well, guys, I'm going to wrap up, and I'll do another one of these if you guys want it. I didn't know. I just wanted to be able to like answer any questions that you guys might have. And like I said, you can always feel free to DM me on Instagram. It's probably like the best way to do it. EmilyAMvsg. And what else? My personal Instagram is gingerlifegoals. It's not like personal, like private, but that's like more my like regular life. And then there's like the VSG life. Snapchat, EmilyAMOfficial. I still do some Snapchat. So thank you guys. Please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, or if you want to see more Q&A or whatever. And I love you guys, and I'm thankful that you guys came out, and or if you're watching this video past the live point, I'm thankful for you. So also subscribe, y'all, and I will see you in my next video if I can figure out how to end this one.